All right, so I wanted to touch on my time working at a warehouse. This would have been Black and Decker, and this was right. This was during my 12th grade year, so I would have been 18. This would have been 10 years ago, actually. So 2024 or no, 2014, uh, and working at that warehouse, man. So it was me and my friend. We went to start trying to look for somewhere to work, and he went to high school with me. So we started looking at these temp places. Or he might have even been at that temp place already and told me to come just sign up to the temp place, and I think he probably found a job or whatever. Um, so we went there, signed up and all of that, and then like a couple of days later, they had us come in and put that little Q-tip in your mouth to do a little saliva test. So we both passed that, and then started. I think I went to Walmart to get some steel toe boots, pretty much, and we just went. So the first thing they had me do at the warehouse was order picking or order. I think they call it order selecting. So you get this list. I forgot what they called them, like leads or something like that. But you get this list of all of these different numbers of stuff that you gotta pick out of all of these different, like wrapped up, like crates. Basically, they were on pallets. Yeah, pallets. Those wooden pallets. So all of this stuff was on wooden pallets, already wrapped up. You have to cut through it with these little yellow knives that they gave us. I'm pretty sure most people had those. They're probably different colors, but cut through it with that knife. Get the stuff out. Make sure it matches to the stuff that you have on your little list. Put it on. Put that sticker that's on that list of that they give you onto the package, and then put it on the conveyor belt, and that conveyor belt continues through the rest of the factory, actually to this next position that I'm gonna tell you about. So we would be doing that. Like, I remember it was actually kind of fun at the beginning, like because I wasn't completely worn out and people was like messing around that had actually been there. That's probably my age now. I'm 28. Um, and so they was messing around in there, going to sleep at the top of the warehouse where stuff packages was already open. At they go to sleep in there. People playing around, like taking too long in the bathroom. Um, and it was even people fighting, like fighting and like betting on it and whatnot at like a gas station. It was like right up the street. Um, but it all of that fun and all of that stuff went out the door. So not too long after that, basically. So I be getting my Hungry Man's, from Walmart. Them they come. It's like a blue TV dinner or whatever, and headed up there to go to work and just pretty much doing that, order selecting for a while. And even then, it was politics here and there with between the managers that would manage the pickers, and then other places, top bosses. I think they was like maybe shift leads or something like that. That would be, which I mean, this probably happens in different offices too. But sleeping with the employees and then taking it easy on their section versus your section and all that. So the next thing that they moved me to was like a scanner. So you have this scanner, and you be scanning the stuff that people picked at the place that I was already at, like the order selecting place. That conveyor belt runs next to these people who scan it. So you scan it off of this whole rack of stuff and put it onto a pallet, and then after you put it onto that pallet, load that pallet up, and you wrap it with wrap. and then you send that pallet on to wherever it's gonna go to. So that was such a monotonous job, just sitting there scanning stuff and trying to stack that stuff, to where like I was trying to get away with headphones, and I'm pretty sure this was probably one of my first write-ups, is trying to wear headphones. And back then in 2014, I don't think they had the AirPods that you can just put in your ear. Like they had the ones with the cord, so I would be trying to put one in and like pull that up so I can try to get that cord to not show. But then you run into the problem of trying to figure out what you want to watch and what you're trying to listen to. So let me see if this is recorded. But you run into all of that, and the reason why is like it's so loud in a warehouse, man. So loud in there. And you're trying to block that noise out. You trying to get through your shift. You trying to maybe even be like motivated or trying to learn something on the side, whatever you trying to do, because it don't make no sense to where you can't wear headphones. I mean, it do, because I understand, like they explain to us, basically it's people riding back and forth with forklifts. So if you don't hear them, then it's a liability on their end if they just letting people walking around with headphones and can't hear a forklift and they get hit. But it was just monotonous, man. So got through that part, and even at that part, it was terrible. It, I don't got no better words to say for it, but it wasn't as bad as it was gonna get later on. So I think I ended up wrapping that up. Maybe I may have been over there for a month or so doing the scanning and all of that. And I think for the selecting part, putting the stuff on the conveyor belt, we might have been over there for maybe 4 months or so. So then they put me in the back of this truck, man. And so all of this, of course, that I'm talking about is all night shift. So, I mean, we already talking about like dating life is dead. I'm 18 years old. I'm trying to get out and do my thing, and I got night shift. I got night shift brain. Like my brain wants to sleep during the day when things is popping, when dates is going, when people's talking, like, and that was taken away from all kinds of stuff. It was just a stressful job, man. And then being tired and stuff and trying to drive back home, because this place wasn't necessarily that close to me, probably like 45 minutes away from me in Charlotte. I think it was like 45 minutes, maybe like 30 minutes outside of Charlotte. And yeah, but that getting into the back of that truck, man, having to, in Charlotte, it gets a lot colder than it gets out here. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, and in Charlotte it gets like 20-30 degrees at night. And so I'm in the back of that thing loading up stuff. Got to the point, because it was just me and this dude in there that was talking about past jobs and how crappy this job currently is and all of that stuff. And I got to the point to where I basically just build a wall in the truck of stuff that looked nice and neat, and then just throw stuff over the top of that to try and fill it up and make the time go, because it sucked, man. Freezing in there, and you had politics on top of that going on in the warehouse. People that got short tempers because everybody broke, because there ain't nobody making no money. I was making like $9 an hour, like $300 a week or something like that. Nothing. I mean, a little bit better than what I had done before, like valeting in downtown Charlotte at the Omni, and like right across the street is this thing called the Epicenter in Charlotte. And I was working at Moe's Southwestern Grill. I think I was making like $7.25 an hour. So the $9 was a step up, but barely. Like, realistically, and not enough to be sitting in the back of some truck at night freezing, trying to put together some boxes or whatever. So they caught me. Eventually, someone, I guess where the truck would go, let them know that these orders are showing up all messed up and it was hard for them to get the stuff out. They took pictures. The lady that was over everything, like HR or something like that, came to me and was like, "This is like your second or third incident." I think, like I said, the first one was probably my headphones being in, and then this one being the orders being all messy and whatnot in the back of the truck. And I didn't want that job, so I was out of there, and I was able to move on shortly after I went off to the Air Force and live well now in comparison to what was going on there. I was still living with my mom all the way back then, but man, that warehouse work isn't really for nobody, honestly. Like, it's something to do, it's something to make money. Like, a lot of the jobs that I felt like I worked whenever I was younger was made more for younger people and not supposed to be someone, trying to raise a family off of the stuff that you're doing and the amount of money, especially that you making from there. Like, even what, 15, $25 an hour is probably low. But for that warehouse work, I don't think I worked harder than that until I got into the military. It was like going through basic and going into field exercises, laying out in the field somewhere, getting eaten up by mosquitoes or something. Like, and I can't really speak on Amazon warehouse or like a FedEx and all of that type of stuff. Like I said, it was just a Black and Decker, but I'm pretty sure those aren't that different. Maybe Amazon is a little bit cleaner or something like that, but they want you to get this much stuff done constantly. Like, it's unreasonable. And my friend was actually a pretty decent worker, however you want to say, because like I said, I got cut in probably like 6 to 8 months or something like that. He stayed there for a while, but it's because he was a good worker and they used him. It's not necessarily the best to, I mean, honestly, if hard work got you somewhere, then ditch diggers would be millionaires. So, but hey, that's all I gotta say about that warehouse life, that warehouse work. I'm not for it. I'm not for it at all.